Federico Chiesa. What a signing this is for Liverpool. A huge moment for Arne Slot. The statement signing that Liverpool needed. The marquee player that Liverpool fans have been hoping for. And all done for such good value. Yet again demonstrating quite how astute Liverpool can be when it comes to transfers. There is a theory going around that maybe Chiesa isn't as good as he once was. Maybe Chiesa is a spent force. Utter nonsense. Utter drivel. The geezer is a baller. He's a fantastic player who's still yet to reach his peak, and he scored 10 goals for Juventus last season. I really do believe that this is a fantastic signing for Liverpool, but I think the narrative around the signing is slightly off. I'm reading a lot about what this signing means to Liverpool, about what this signing means in particularly to Mohamed Salah. And I believe that the perception is skewed. It's wrong. People aren't actually understanding why this signing is so impressive and what this signing means to Liverpool and to Mohamed Salah. More on that later. But for now, what we need to do is just acknowledge that Liverpool have got a class act at a steal. Such a bargain. And it's important for us to acknowledge why the valuation was so low. It's nothing to do with the perceived quality of the footballer. It's also nothing to do with his age. He's nearly 27, about to embark on his peak years. The reason that the fee is so favourable to Liverpool is that it reflects that he has entered the final year of his contract and Juventus do not want to risk losing him for nothing next year. It's a bargain because something is better than nothing for Juventus. So anyone that is using the low transfer fee as some sort of justification for suggesting that Chiesa is a spent force, isn't the player that he once was, is totally missing the point. It's nothing to do with the player. It's to do with the economics within football and the duration of the contract. Now look, I love Chiesa. I love Italian footballers. I love these prodigious talents. I've always appreciated the beauty of Totti, Del Piero, Gianfranco Zola. And I think that Chiesa is cut from similar cloth. But even I will concede that the player that he was 3 years ago, when he was dazzling at Wembley Stadium during those Euros, when he was touted to be worth £100 million, yes, the valuation has legitimately dropped from those halcyon days. But it's nothing really to do with the ability. It's all to do with the fact that he suffered a torrid time with injuries. Chiesa has long been admired by Liverpool's recruitment department. This is not a panic buy. This is a player that Liverpool have monitored for a long time, and they have waited until the time is perfect to pounce. And they have now secured themselves a bargain for a player so determined to find his best form. He has been crippled by injuries. Such a serious knee injury. It's heartbreaking when you see a player of this quality suffer the way that he has done. But he is back to full fitness. Liverpool would have been meticulous in the medical, and they are happy. And Chiesa is happy. And Liverpool now offer Chiesa the platform to demonstrate to the world that he is back to his best. And what a player this is for Arne Slot. When I think about good teams over the years, I always suggest that strengthening positions of strength is exactly what you need to do if you are to be the best. If you watch my video about why I believe Arsenal will win the league, it's because they had such a miserly defence last year. They had a brilliant defence, and what did they do? They went and they strengthened it. Liverpool, think about their dazzling attack. Think about their unpredictable attack. Think about the way that they have goals dotted across that entire front line. What have they done? They have gone and they have strengthened a position where they are already strong. Statement. Adding Chiesa to Salah, to Diaz, to Jota, when you think about the form that they have started this season in already, it's huge. As understudies, they already had Darwin Núñez and Cody Gakpo. Excellent backup strikers. And now they've brought in Chiesa. Six ruthless players, 6 electrifying footballers, 6 capable goal scorers. It's formidable. And it's also just levelling up, strengthening a position of strength. Prior to this signing, Harvey Elliott was probably the understudy for Mohamed Salah. Now it's Chiesa. This isn't a pop at Harvey Elliott either, by the way. Anyone that's ever watched any of my videos knows how highly I rate Elliott. But he's a very different sort of forward to Mohamed Salah, and I think Chiesa offers Arne Slot exactly what he needs. Also, Ben Doak will now probably go on loan, so it's beneficial throughout the club. You know, I thought signing Mamardashvili was a good signing for Arne Slot, the first signing of the Slot era. I thought that he was a standout player, certainly the standout goalkeeper at the Euros, and bringing him in does signify that Liverpool are thinking ahead, thinking about the new iteration of Liverpool. I was impressed by the Mamardashvili signing, but this is different. And I tell you what, This signing only makes Liverpool stronger. I've seen some theories that I find slightly bewildering. Some suggesting that it could mean the end for Mohamed Salah, that Mohamed Salah will be gutted that Chiesa has arrived, that Mohamed Salah will now be planning his exit strategy. I actually believe that that is totally misinformed and totally missing the point. The opposite of that theory is the truth. This is fantastic news for Mohamed Salah. If you are a Liverpool fan and you want to see Mohamed Salah running down the wing for as long as possible at Anfield, this is the signing that you need to make. How do people miss that truth? A signing like Chiesa is clearly designed to extend, not end, Mohamed Salah's reign at Liverpool. It means that you can use Salah sparingly. It eases the pressure on Mohamed Salah. It should mean that Mohamed Salah can play less football. There'll be less burden on him. There'll be less questions asked of him, which will prolong his career. There has been too much pressure on Mohamed Salah, particularly during the climax of a season. Since Sadio Mane left, since Roberto Firmino left, everybody always focuses on Mohamed Salah in those pivotal moments for Liverpool. And it's unjust. I think it's also important to remember that as much as I rate Chiesa, as highly as I think of Federico Chiesa, he isn't even in the same realm as Mohamed Salah. So if anybody is thinking that Chiesa is coming in immediately to challenge Mohamed Salah for his starting place, that is so wide of the mark. Chiesa will be drip-fed into the Liverpool team. He will ease his way into the Liverpool team. And so far, we've been speaking about how Chiesa is a gift to Salah. Chiesa will enrich Mohamed Salah's career. Chiesa will prolong Mohamed Salah's career. All of that is true. But Mohamed Salah is also a gift to Chiesa. There is no immediate pressure on Chiesa. There is no necessity for him to land in that first team on that right wing and start scoring goals, because Liverpool have the most tried and tested player on that wing already. It's yin and yang. They can simply help each other out, allow one another to grow, allow one another to flourish. It's basically Woody and Buzz Lightyear, Bonnie and Clyde, Batman and Robin, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, the two geezers out of Wham, KC and Jojo. Baby, 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 baby. Look, Salah has started this campaign looking sharp. New Barnet, smiling, happy, on the move, fit, hungry, keen, ready, up for it. Scoring goals, assists. Everything is going perfectly, and Mohamed Salah is a great example to suggest that the transition from the Klopp era into the Slot era is working perfectly. The baton has been handed on. Mohamed Salah is the case study that proves it. The continuity, scoring goals, smiling, looking at his dazzling best. But naturally, Arne Slot will be aware of Mohamed Salah's age. He will be aware of what Mohamed Salah has done in the game already. He will be aware of the miles in those legs already. And therefore, he's looking for an option to ease the workload on Mohamed Salah when it most matters. If you use Mohamed Salah slightly more sparingly now, maybe in March, April, May, you will keep him playing to the elite level that we've seen him play at the beginning of the season. You know, if we think about why Liverpool didn't win the league last year, they competed, they were up there, they were asking all the questions, but why? Why didn't it work? If you try and come up with one reason, obviously it's layered. Obviously we have to talk about the brilliance of Arsenal and ultimately the devastating brilliance of Man City. But if we just remove the outside factors here, remove Arteta, remove Guardiola and look at Liverpool, why didn't Liverpool accrue enough points? Baseline, easiest answer. I think the answer is fatigue. I think their senior players were knackered. They were constantly, season after season, competing on multiple fronts, and when it really mattered towards the end of last season, they simply didn't have enough in the tank. And Salah was obviously part of that. You know, he missed some of the season because he was at the AFCON. Then he came back from the AFCON injured with that hamstring injury. And all of those things take its toll. The Premier League title race is so unforgiving. Any margin, even a % here or there, can be so damaging to your title aspirations. And Mohamed Salah most certainly wasn't at his best. It's not that he didn't score goals when he returned. It's that he wasn't at his best. So Arne Slot needs to keep him at his best. Keep him playing at the very top level. And a way that you do that is to bring in a capable reinforcement. Towards the end of last season, it isn't even controversial to say that Mohamed Salah didn't play with that usual zip in his game, that usual vivra, that high-octane desperation for more that we are so used to seeing from Mohamed Salah. There was clearly something. There was clearly some muscle fatigue. And Arne Slot is a man about numbers. He loves the stats. He will be aware that Mohamed Salah played less minutes for Liverpool last season than he ever has done in his previous 6 years. It was also Salah's fewest number of appearances. So Arne Slot needs to work out how to keep him playing? I think Chiesa is the answer. So keeping Mohamed Salah going in the business end of the season is pivotal if Liverpool have any chance of winning the league this season. And arguably the reason that it went wrong for them last year was because the drop from Salah was so severe. I've just seen a stat here that demonstrates quite how brilliant Mohamed Salah is, because even when it isn't going his way, he is still devastatingly good. But if you analyse Mohamed Salah's form pre and post the AFCON, it's a huge chasm of difference. In the first 27 games of the season, so up until AFCON, Mohamed Salah was scoring a goal every 79 minutes. Off the back of AFCON, when he came back from AFCON and started playing again, once he recovered from the injury, it was a goal every 91 minutes. Like, a goal every 91 minutes is still a wicked return for basically everyone, but not for Mohamed Salah, who was doing it every 79 minutes for the first half of the season. So keeping Mohamed Salah fresh, keeping him fit, keeping him dangerous, keeping him up for it is one of Arne Slot's biggest challenges. And I think he has found the answer. And you think of those games where it really went wrong for Liverpool last season. Maybe against Everton, Salah gave away the ball, didn't he, actually, in the build-up to their goal. And the game against West Ham, I think he was subbed, had a bit of an argument with Klopp because he thought he was being scapegoated. Those things can be rectified if there is backup in the squad, and that is what Chiesa will bring. The only other challenge for Arne Slot is making sure that Mohamed Salah realises that he is still the main man and he isn't being replaced by Chiesa. This theory needs to be put to Mohamed Salah because you don't want him to somehow think that his place is under threat. But again, I believe that Arne Slot will handle that perfectly. So there we have it. They are my thoughts on the signing of Enrico's boy Federico Chiesa. Sensational. A sensational player, and not necessarily for Liverpool's sake, but I really hope it works out for him. I love these Italian footballers, and when I see a young lad like that, injured the way that he has been, you have to wish him success. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if Arne Slot can get him playing, get him firing, and the impact that it will have on that Liverpool front line. Thank you so much for watching. Always really interested to hear your thoughts on my thoughts, so please do comment in the section below. I will be reading them the second that this video goes live. If you've enjoyed this, please give it a like, please click subscribe, and I'll see you all in a bit. Cheers.